Apple's heading in a little bit of a direction I'm not that big a fan of, and I think that with all of this push towards services, Fitness Plus is finally out. That means Apple One Premiere is in full swing. Some of you are getting charged for it now. There's only one more step Apple has to make for things to start get even more frustrating for someone like me, and it's about combining the hardware and software services together. Let's begin. So far, Apple has done a fairly decent job at keeping them separate. Like, I know that you can buy an Apple product and get some services included with it. Like, Apple is really pushing me right now in the settings app to be like, hey, you should try Apple Arcade 3 months for free. And I've already used my trial before, by the way. When Arcade first came out, I used it for the full 30 days, and now they want me to try it again. Of course, when you buy an Apple Watch, they're like, get off your butt, you fat, lazy bum. So they offered me 3 months of Fitness Plus, so I can save myself $30 when wanting to watch enthusiastic people work out on my TV. And I'm sure in time they're going to start offering more News Plus trials. And when you buy certain AirPods, you get Apple Music for a few months for free. But I think what's going to come in time, as Apple, on their website already, especially with that Apple Card now available, they are really pushing people to look towards the monthly cost. AirPods Max, they're not $550. They're just like a little over 90 bucks a month, okay, for 6 months. It's not that bad. And when you buy a new iPhone, it doesn't cost you $1,000. No, after you finance it for 24 months, it ends up costing you just 40, 50 bucks a month or 70 bucks a month. It's a monthly thing. Apple wants to get your eyes on the idea of paying a daily price, as in iPhone, Apple Watch, iPad, all that stuff is only like $1 a day or $2 a day. They want to detach you from that large number. It's part of the reason companies always do the 99 thing. The reason iPhone 10 is $999 and not just a flat 1,000 is because from the business perspective, the smaller the number, the more appealing it looks. So if they can get you down to the monthly cost, they're betting on you buying more things because you will see smaller numbers and think, actually, that's not that bad. I have $90 and I'll probably have $90 at least every month for the next year, so why not just do it that way? I mean, there's 0% interest, right? That's how Apple is handling their own hardware on the site right now. But what I think they're going to start doing in time is merging the hardware and software services to where getting things monthly is going to start to appear to be a better deal by getting you roped into different services. And if you're a budgeter and if you're trying to finance and pay attention to where all your money is going, it's going to get even more complicated to not get attached to services because they're going to start interweaving them with your products and try to make you feel like you're saving money. So what I mean by this is I think possibly as soon as next year in 2021, Apple could start saying we're going to include Apple One if you decide to finance your iPhone or go through the iPhone upgrade program. Upgrade program has been a thing for a while and it has not gone through Apple's own credit lines, but I think with the Apple Card being a thing now, they'll eventually start to incorporate those credit lines through Goldman Sachs as well. And then they'll start saying, you should really join the iPhone upgrade program because then you will get all of these Apple One services that would cost you extra if you were to buy the phone outright. And then I could see them start doing things like, well, if you're on the Apple Card, that means that the iPhone upgrade program will actually be a little bit cheaper because it's billed through Apple and you get 3% of that back. And now we're going to start including Apple One with that monthly subscription. And before you know it, they've tied in you buying a new iPhone every single year with your credit score to the point that Apple doesn't have to sell you on a new iPhone every year. They just have to sign you up to a subscription service that means I am going to have access to the latest generation iPhone, because Apple knows it's going to be much harder for them to convince you, hey, this year's 2021 iPhone is so much better than last year, right? Because it's got, a slightly better camera and the A15 chip is so great and now it supports water resistance up to 8 meters and that kind of thing. If they just come forward with all these incremental changes for a standard S year of iPhones, most people are going to be like, nah, I'm good. I'll just keep using my old iPhone. But if they can get you over to that monthly iPhone upgrade program, that just means you pay a certain fee every month and you will always have the latest generation iPhone. And it's no longer, will I get the new iPhone that comes out in September? And instead becomes, I'm getting the new iPhone in September. I hope the features are pretty good, because you're already part of that program. There's no extra purchase. There's no selling point. It's just, hey, sometime around September, you're going to get a new iPhone in the mail. Send back your old one. one, and you'll have the latest, greatest iPhone all the time. And if they can get you on these monthly services and convince you that through Apple One and all the stuff it's offering, you're saving money, then they don't have to come up with super compelling reasons for you to upgrade every year, because you've already attached your credit card and you've gotten accustomed to having Apple Music, all this iCloud storage, whether it be Fitness Plus or Arcade or News Plus, TV Plus, whatever you're taking advantage of. Now you're like, well, I get all that through Apple One, so I'm not going to cancel my iPhone upgrade program. Then I would lose out on all these services that I'm used to having. Before you know it, iPhone upgrades are going to get smaller and smaller and smaller, but you're just going to be accustomed to getting them because that's all part of your whole huge Apple One bundle, right? I think that's their end goal here. I think that's the plan, and I've already seen other companies be very vocal about how they think Apple offering these services and bundling them together is unfair. And once they start bundling them with the iPhone purchasing process, I think that's when you're going to start to see even more outcry of, hey, this isn't fair, we can't compete, because if Apple's giving away all these services that we have to charge people for, we're not going to be able to compete with Apple. And I think Apple knows that, and they kind of like that. So they want to have price competitive advantages over all of their competitors, and business-wise, I have to admire it, you know, as someone who, you know, tries to look at things from the consumer's perspective and the business's perspective. From a financial gain point of view, it's really smart, actually, what they're doing. And I think in time, you know, not next year, and probably not in the next 5 years, but I could eventually see Apple just sort of phasing out the option of buying things outright, just because I really genuinely believe iPhone upgrades are going to get so minor that it's going to be so impossible to get people who want to upgrade. Like, how far can we really go here? Okay, the notch is gone. Okay, the camera has 100x zoom. Okay, all the displays are 120 hertz with OLED. Okay, both the front-facing and rear-facing cameras can shoot 8K at 120 FPS. Now what? Now what do we add? MagSafe 2.0. Okay, it charges even faster now. Oh, the battery life is 3 days now. Like, there's only so much they can really add, and I think that the smartphone innovation game, not just for Apple, this is all companies in general, it's going to plateau quite a bit, and they're going to have a hard time trying to figure out what to get people to upgrade for. And no, I don't think it's foldables, but I think in the long term, Apple knows this is going to happen, and they're going to have a hard time selling people on the new iPhone, so bundling all their services together, because most consumers have a very, very hard time unsubscribing from a service, because then they know they have to switch to a different one or go through different billing processes. And there's a reason the services game is so popular right now. It's because it works. There's lots of people that subscribe and sign up to things and then kind of forget they have them, don't even really utilize them that much, and the company gets to keep charging them for it because a lot of people don't really pay attention to their bank accounts that closely, and they won't even remember that they have a service until they see the charge on their account, and then they're like, oh, I guess I've already been charged for that. Do I want to cancel? Well, I mean, I got another month to decide, and then they forget about it. So the services model is where Apple is headed. That's what Tim Cook has talked about a lot recently, and I'm not a big fan of this, to be honest with you. I think probably my favorite thing Apple does is hardware, and I want to see Apple do crazy new stuff. I want to see the Apple Glass. I want to see the redesigned iMac. I want to see them try to make more affordable headphones and that kind of thing. I want to see all the groundbreaking tech that Apple can create, and I feel like it's going to be a lot harder to get excited for them if the future is just more services that they come up with. You know, more subscriptions and more bundles, and this is just kind of the future of Apple. Hopefully they can do some more exciting things in the future, like develop a car, which there seems to be a lot of people that think they will and a lot of people that think they won't, but I've talked about it much more in detail on the EV channel, so feel free to check that out if you want. But either way, I think this is Apple's plan, and you can hold me to this over the next couple of years. It may not be next year that they start doing it, but you can refer back to this video if Apple starts bundling all of these services with the iPhone upgrade program in time, and don't say I didn't tell you so. So this is your Apple Sheep here. I'll see you guys in the next one.